What's happening, my Jacked family? Coach Scott here, JackedAfter40.com. Welcome to another episode of the Jacked After 40 Life vlog. This evening, my daughter Noelle and I are going to be going to see Jumanji. We'll give our review at the end of this video, so be sure to watch all the way through to the end. But I thought it'd be pretty cool to make the theme of this video all about The Rock. I'll be eating meals like The Rock eats. I'm going to be training like The Rock. It is a brutal leg workout on the agenda today. You are not going to want to miss this training footage. It's going to be crazy intense. Of course, I'm going to be dressing like The Rock as well. I absolutely love The Rock apparel. I thought this t-shirt was very appropriate for how I'm gonna be eating today and how I'm gonna be training today with that never full, hungry all the time kind of mindset. I absolutely just love the fit of the Rock, Project Rock clothing line from Under Armour. The fit is awesome, the style is fantastic. More than anything, I absolutely love the meaning behind the shirts. Never full, again, like hungry all the time. So it's not necessarily hungry in terms of your appetite for food, but hungry in terms of driven for the goals. I love chasing greatness, and more than anything, there's the respect theme across all the shirts that we have there, with blood, sweat, respect. Absolutely freaking love it. Just giving it everything I got. There's something about wearing clothing, wearing apparel that has a strong mindset and belief system built behind it. I think it brings out the best in me. So either way, let's get to some meals. Let's get to my day here, and I can't wait for you to see that training footage. It's gonna be a nasty, nasty leg workout. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. And more than anything, I want to hear from you down in the comment section below. Let me know how you enjoyed this video. Share your thoughts, share your insights. I want to hear from you and share this experience together. For the meals, I won't be eating nearly as much as The Rock. After all, I'm about half his size, weighing in at 147 pounds this morning. Maintenance level calories for me is around 2,600 for the most part, give or take. And today I'm going to be consuming, I'd say, roughly 33 to 3,500 calories. That's based on what I have mapped out for the day. There may be a little bit extra in there. We'll see how the day goes here. So excited to have you following along with me throughout the day here. Some of the meals are going to be some of his cheat foods that he typically eats, and some are going to be some typical traditional meals that he has, even when he's not trying to get ready for a movie role. Woke up at 5:45 this morning, which is typical for me. It's my natural waking time. I don't need to set an alarm. I usually wake up around that time, which is different from The Rock, who usually gets up around 3 or 4 a.m. to get his day started. But I wasn't born with his natural, charming, good looks. I need a little extra beauty sleep to get myself going here. I am ready to get the day started here. The coffee maker is going, so let's get to it. One of The Rock's epic cheat meals is a mountainous stack of pancakes. Now, I'm not going to be going that crazy today. Instead, I'm going to have some panic pancakes from Sinister Labs. This is a high protein pancake. I got 2 servings in here, so a total of 400 calories and 40 grams of protein. I can hear Chief licking his chops over here. He's looking to dive into some of these gains. It's a brisk morning out here. Chief and I are getting ready to head out for our walk. It's actually pretty crazy. The lake, I can hear it cracking out there. It started freezing over, I think, about 2 days ago. We've had some pretty frigid temperatures around here, but we are due for a warm up starting today, I believe. Temperatures are going to be in the 40s, and it doesn't look like we're going to have a white Christmas, which is a little bit of a bummer, but at least we won't be freezing our butts off. A typical breakfast for The Rock is steak, 2 eggs, and some oatmeal. I'm going to pass on the steak this morning. I do have 2 large eggs with a bit of ground black pepper on there, a 1/3 cup of oats, and some frozen berries. I'm going to eat this, head out to do some last minute Christmas shopping, get out there, all the hustle and bustle, and probably make a pit stop at Starbucks, and then I am gonna hit the gym for a killer leg workout. I'm about to head into Popeye Supplements back there, and then right after that, gonna head back over to Starbucks, gonna grab myself a grande cinnamon dolce latte. What do you think? Does The Rock drink cinnamon dolce latte? I'm not so sure. I think I'm veering off his diet plan for this portion of my nutrition for the day, but I'm gonna enjoy it. Perfect while I'm doing some shopping. Got my shopping done for the day, and I am here at the gym meeting up with the young beast Nick here. We are going to be hitting legs the rock style. Can't wait to get this footage to you. I am definitely going to be testing my limits, and of course I've got my Project Rock 60 gym bag here loaded up with all my gym gear. I think I'll be using the Versa grips for Dumbbell Romanian deadlifts today. We've got a lot on the agenda. Looking forward to sharing this footage. Let's get to it. Just got back from the gym. Gonna be sharing that training footage in a moment. You're not gonna want to miss that. Right now I'm gonna share my post-workout meal and our rock style dinner. Another meal that the Rock eats is chicken, peppers, mushrooms, and potatoes. So what I did was fried up the chicken. I just diced it up and added some fajita seasoning to it. I also added onion with my peppers there. I'm probably gonna top the homemade fries with a little bit of ketchup. So I just put those on a cookie sheet with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Again, one of my favorite meals. Typically, if you follow my videos last week, the last Jacked After 40 Life episode 6 I believe, I made this meal, but I had rice on the side, and rice is another favorite food item that the Rock enjoys. I'm gonna be tapping into that in my next meal, and more about that in a moment. I'm about to head out the door for a date night with my baby girl, Noelle. We're gonna hit our favorite sushi joint and then go see Jumanji. Sushi is a favorite cheat meal of the Rock as well. So he loves rice, so that's what I'm talking about. We are getting some rice in this meal. He also loves fish. I think he eats a ton of cod throughout the week. He also eats a lot of broccoli and asparagus, but I'm gonna get some rice in with the sushi here and fish with the sushi. So not only am I covering two things there, but also covering one of his favorite cheat meals. I won't get anywhere near as much as he eats, but I will indulge there. My favorites are the spicy tuna sushi. It's going to be the bigger pieces of sushi that you see on the plate, just two-piece portion. I'm going to get a rainbow roll, a butterfly roll, and probably a 911. Noelle, her favorite is usually the Philadelphia roll, which I believe is the Rock's favorite, and the Royal, which is like wrapped in sushi and a clear wrap around that. So looking forward to diving into that. Hopefully get some footage in there so you guys can see all that deliciousness. But yeah, really excited to have a great night with my daughter. Now it's time to get to the workout highlights, and from what I read, the Rock begins his leg workouts on the treadmill with a 30 to 50 minute run. Now my joints don't appreciate running all that much anymore, so Nick and I opted for the stationary bike, and we just did a nice light little warm up for about 5 to 10 minutes here. Great to get that blood pumping to the muscles that we are about to work. I absolutely love beginning my leg workouts with some form of leg curl. I just find it drives some nutrient-rich blood to that target muscle. It enhances my mind-muscle connection and just kind of lubricates the joints. There's something about it that really transfers over into the upcoming exercises. I find I squat better, deadlift better, hit all my bigger movements much better when I begin with a leg curl. And the single leg curl, as you see done here, is absolutely one of my favorite exercises. It's freaking amazing. The mind-muscle connection is off the charts. You really just get to focus on one leg at a time here, and as you see Nick really enhancing that mind-muscle connection with a great squeeze at the top there. Just slow, controlled movements, priming your muscles for the bigger movements that are to come here. Next up, we moved on to the hack squat, and after multiple workup sets, we were ready to get down to business, and Nick went heavier than I did, and with fewer repetitions. He was going for, I think, 6 to 8 repetitions here, 4 1/4 plates there, and look at that full range of motion. He is bottoming out there. He is a strong dude throughout that entire range of motion. For myself, I was aiming for 20 repetitions, and that's something that I really like about the Rock's approach to leg training. I see, at least a lot of the programs that I've seen that he follows, it's a lot of higher rep work, 15 to 20 repetitions, sometimes more. What you're not seeing on video here, oftentimes this is the case, the story of the untold set, lost footage or whatever, but we did 3 sets, so Nick was going for that, I think 6 to 10 repetition range, and then for myself, 3 sets, aiming for the 20 repetitions, and then we did a 4th set where we kept that same weight, so I had 2 plates, he had the 4 1/4 plates, and what we did was aim for 8 repetitions and focused on a slow negative. So we went super slow on the way down, and then the spotter, so when he was doing it, I would help him up. So he only worked in the eccentric portion of the movement, and then I used a lot of assistance to help him get it up, and vice versa. So we were helping spotting with that negative there, so we didn't have anyone to record it. I probably should have just set my camera up on the tripod. So we did, like I said, 8 repetitions with a super slow negative and assistance on the way up, and then stripped all the plates off, leaving just one aside. Actually, I messed up and left 2 on one side for Nick there. So he did a little extra work than I did, and then just cranked out as many reps as possible. So 8 repetitions where you're going with that slow negative with the weight that you see there. So I had 2 plates, and then I stripped off a plate and was left with 1 plate aside, and did as many reps with a normal tempo there. Man, I forget if I know I got over 10, might have been 12 repetitions with that weight there, but it was grueling. That was like, it was probably the best freaking set of the day. And it's the one we didn't get on video, but really pushed our limits. And actually, Nick, that evil prick, the last repetition was cranking out. So I did the 8 negatives and about 12 full repetitions. And just as I was about to do my last rep, he said, slow negative here, so I did a super slow negative on that last one, cursing him every second on the way down, and then he helped me get it up at the end. It was a freaking amazing, impressive set. Absolutely loved it. Next, we moved on to a single leg press. Now, this gym actually has a single leg press machine, but we wanted to play around with our foot positioning, and this leg press machine was a little more conducive to that. So what we did was 2 sets where we had our foot placement higher up on the platform and really focused on our hamstrings there. So really trying to engage the hamstrings and the glutes for the most part with that high position and working through the full range of motion. So I have my toes pointing out just a little bit, opening up the hips. That's one of the nice things about doing just a single leg press movement, is that you can really open up the hips there and really work through a full range of motion. And for me, it was fantastic for enhancing that mind-muscle connection, especially with my right leg, which I find that's a leg that I've had my muscle activation technique specialist work on with me, and because I found that as engaging muscles that I shouldn't be engaging with certain movements. So really becomes apparent when I'm doing single leg exercises like this, and really becomes apparent that I need to do more single leg exercises to improve those muscle imbalances. So we did 2 on the top with our foot placed higher on the platform, and then 2 sets with our foot placed lower on the platform, where there's a great deal more focus on the quadriceps, and the tension is off the freaking charts with the quadriceps there. Still, again, of course, you're gonna get some hamstring and glute activation in there, but I find with a lower placement with your footing, you definitely get more quadricep activation in there. Just fantastic. Again, great way to continue enhancing that mind-muscle connection throughout the movements. It was kind of a nice little, I don't want to say this was a break after the hack squats, that grueling set of hack squats, but my quads were still on freaking fire after the hack squats. So this was a little easier, but we were fucking pushing our limits with this exercise as well. I believe it was the last set where Nick threw on 3 plates aside and was just doing one leg at a time there, which is really, really impressive. So we were aiming for 12 reps there, each leg on that leg press, and then we moved on to the dumbbell Romanian deadlift. Again, aiming for myself, I was aiming for 10 to 15 repetitions here. A nice pause in the bottom range of motion there, really feeling the stretch in the hamstrings, the glutes, making sure that I am taking the lower back out of the equation here, and just emphasizing, just working on the hips, driving through the hips, squeezing the glutes as I'm driving through, and then feeling that stretch in the bottom portion of the movement there. Really focusing on driving my feet in hard into the ground as well, which I find enhances that mind-muscle connection and the contraction with the hamstrings. Nick did a straight leg deadlift instead of a Romanian deadlift, and his depth on this was incredible. The beauty of using the dumbbells is that he got even lower than if he was using a barbell for the stiff leg deadlift here. So his range was phenomenal. He went a little heavier. I think I had 100-pound dumbbells. He had 120. I did my final set with 120 pounds. I think I got close to that 10 rep mark, whereas it was a little bit easier with the hundreds and it felt smoother, but pretty darn impressive. And that's an exercise that I enjoy using my Versa grips with as well. It just, I don't have to focus on grip strength at all, or my grip failing me. All the focus is on my hamstrings and my glutes. Next, we moved on to one of The Rock's favorite leg exercises, the walking lunge. You'll often see him performing this with chains and then drop the chains and burn it out with body weight walking lunges there. We just stuck with body weight walking lunges, and each set was 34 strides per leg. Absolutely brutal. So walking in one direction, it was 17 strides each leg. Turning around, which wasn't bad. It was tough enough as it was. You turn around, and as soon as you take that first stride, it's like your legs want to buckle, and the burning sensation, especially in the quadriceps, really kicked in. This was brutal. It was way tougher than I ever expected. A lot of times when I'm doing walking lunges, I'm holding some extra weight in my hands. And here I thought, well, you know what, body weight, it's nice and easy. It's a good way to go. It'll be easy on my joints right now. Legs are feeling pretty fatigued at this point, so body weight seemed to be like a good decision. And it was way tougher than I had expected. And Nick, on the way back, you see him doing some wider strides, going out to the side, and just fantastic. That's the beauty of the walking lunge. You got some freedom with that movement, and you can get activate different aspects of your thighs, inner thighs, outer thighs, different aspects of the quadriceps and hamstrings, glutes. It's just an amazing exercise. No wonder it's one of The Rock's favorites. Next, we moved on to the leg extension, where we performed 3 sets of 15 repetitions. On the final rep, we held that loaded stretch for as long as we could, pushing some force up against that padding and making sure that we were contracting the quadriceps, even though it was in the stretch position. I just recorded a recent video on loaded stretching. I'll link up above and down below. I highly recommend you watch that. Loaded stretching is one of the best training techniques for men over 40. So on the third set, what we did, not only did we hold that loaded stretch, but we turned it into a drop set, a giant drop set where we just kept reducing the weight until there was hardly anything on there. Brutal. So we only did the loaded stretch on that first set, the 15 repetitions, and each drop, there's no way you're going to hold the loaded stretch there. You're just trying to reduce the weight, a couple plates, and try to burn out as many reps as you can, reduce the weight a little bit more, try to do as many more reps as you can. First few sets there, you're not getting much. Your legs are smoked, especially when it's near the end of the workout here and you've already been punishing them, but just digging deep, trying to give it everything that you got there. I mean, it's a lot of mind over matter. At some points, you're kind of feeling like, it's almost like you don't even feel your legs. The burning sensation is there, but the fatigue is absolutely off the charts as well. But it does kind of feel nice on that very last that very last drop, where the weight is really light and you can really control it a little bit more, get a good squeeze in there. So for myself, I held that loaded stretch in the bottom position, and Nick held the contraction up at the top. We're just trying to everything we can to take our training to the next level. After all, Jumanji tonight, Jumanji Next Level. It's all about leveling up today, and that's exactly what we did in the gym there. What a freaking session, but one more exercise to go. And we finish off with the calf press, aiming for around that 12 repetition mark, and on the final repetition, we held the loaded stretch there. One of my favorite exercises to perform the loaded stretch, and you're trying to hold that stretch as long as you can, aiming for about 30 seconds. We did 3 sets of that. Then on our 4th set, we did a drop set, a giant drop set where we held the loaded stretch each time for as long as we could. Now, this is the way that I have done the loaded stretch with the calf press in the past. It's off the charts, freaking ridiculous. It is absolutely brutal, because when you're doing just the 1 set and like you aim for the 12 repetitions and you hold the stretch for 30 seconds, it's tough, it's challenging, but when you drop the weight, reduce the weight, and then do 12 more repetitions, or as many more as you can, and then hold the weight again, as soon as you hold that weight that second time, it's agonizing right off the bat. Reduce the weight, do as many more repetitions as you can, hold that stretch for as long as you can. Agonizing. I mean, try to mind over matter there. Just hold that stretch as long as you can. It is absolutely brutal. So again, that's something that we didn't get on camera. Like 2 of our most grueling sets of the night we didn't get on camera, but again, for that one, it was because the workout partner was stripping off the plates and we just didn't, it's a little bit tougher. If we had a third person with us, we definitely would have recorded that, but at least we know, Nick and I know how much effort we put into those sets, and it's a fun story to tell. Did it happen? I don't know. You'll have to trust me. All right. That was an absolutely brutal workout. I hope you enjoyed that training footage.
Fantastic movie. We really enjoyed it, especially if you're a Rock and a Kevin Hart fan. You've got to go see this movie. It was definitely entertaining. We enjoyed ourselves, and
I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. I'd really appreciate it. You want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that alert button so you're notified each time I upload a video. Before you go, don't forget to drop your comment down below. Share your thoughts, share your insights, share this experience together with me. Before you go, don't forget to download your free guide, Jacked After 40. I hope you have yourself an absolutely amazing day. I'll catch you in the next video.